and welcome to Catalyst Happy Hourish with me, Anthony.
And me, Darren.
And we are back for a brand new year. Technically, this isn't the first one of 2022, because if you listened last week, you'll know that one was released bang on midnight on New Year's Eve / New Year's Day. It was New Year's Day midnight.
It'd be New Year's Day, yeah. Because the day ends at 11:59 p.m. and then
there you go.
comes the next day.
But that was only about, 6 minutes long? So technically, this is the first one of 2022.
I mean, take out the music and the actual, editing features on there, and I think it was probably like 3 minutes long, if that.
But if you did listen to that in your new year, thank you so much. If you haven't listened to it, go back. We give you some good advice. But we hope you all had a lovely Christmas, a lovely new year. Whatever you got up to, let us know. Send us a message. You can find our details at www.catalystyouth.org.uk. You got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, so much more, as well as our email addresses, which are Anthony, Darren, or info@catalystyouth.org.uk. Best one to send things to? Probably info. We both see that one.
That was smooth. Love the way you just went into that then. So.
New year, new me. Straight up.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Do you know what?
I'm just going to sit back now. Just you go for it.
Take that little clip. Just use it every week.
Done. Happy New Year, guys. Hope you all had a good Christmas. This is actually the first podcast of 2022, because this is the first one we've recorded in 2022, which means we've been doing these podcasts now for... Is it
too long? Too long.
How long will it have been?
Well,
it's going to be our birthday.
I was about to say, Catalyst turns 2 this month.
And what has Catalyst done in the last 2 years?
A podcast.
And that's about it.
Catalyst comes up to 2 years in January. We worked out the date. We'll have to go back and listen to our last year's one and work out what the actual date was. But it turns 2, and for me, and hopefully for you as well, Dan, I feel 2022 is going to be an exciting year for Catalyst.
Yep, as soon as Boris goes. I think it'll be fine. No, bless him. Bless his little cotton socks. No, I think, it's going to be one of those years where we're going to be chucking loads of stuff out, and we'll be hopefully doing loads of things. We've got so many things in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And literally all hinges on what the government say as we move forward. But at the moment, everything it's looking good. I can see, what's the word? I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I can see at the moment.
You can, and for anyone listening that is interested in Catalyst stuff, a little teaser, we found a venue for Summer Camp 2022.
Oh, cross off these dates in your diary and do not plan anything.
Yes.
25th of July until the 29th of July. Do not go on holiday. Do not book anything in, because you're coming on camp.
Yes.
Providing you're between the ages of 11 and 17.
Yeah.
And you're part of our groups. And if you're not part of our groups and want to join, this gives you a whole load of months now to come and join our groups and get involved.
Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, if you can't join our groups, but you want to come to a summer camp, as long as you've contacted us in advance and we can work things out.
Yeah, and we can kind of guess, work out who you are.
Yeah, we don't want you to just turn up on a day.
Yeah, so
you can't turn up on a day. You got a book. But,
sadly, if you're from the US or from the Philippines, and all the other countries that listen to this, unless you're moving here and you're between those ages, sadly, you won't be able to come.
Yeah, we can't organise travel for you, I'm afraid. But if you are listening to this and you are someone that would be interested and you're part of our group, we'd love to see you there. If you are someone listening to this and you know someone who's part of our group but doesn't listen to the podcast, pass on the information.
Yeah.
Or pass on the podcast link.
Yeah, listen to the podcast. I mean, it's just two guys having a chat, and today is no different.
It's not, but no, we've got exciting stuff coming up. Once this podcast is over, Darren and I have actually got a meeting to discuss camp and all those things. So watch this space. More coming your way soon.
And it is actually a meeting.
It is actually a meeting.
We're actually going to, there's no Fortnite involved. It is a proper meeting.
Yeah.
Because I get told off when I'm saying I'm having a meeting and we're playing Fortnite. But we do chat about stuff. We're constantly chatting about things. So I class that.
And usually our workload's out the way by the time we do that. But that's another matter.
Yeah.
That's another matter.
So what are we going to talk about today?
Well, the thing is, we've said it already. This is the first podcast that we are recording in 2022. The first podcast we're recording in the new year. So we thought, why not? Let's just focus on the new year. And when I say that, I don't mean we're going to focus on how did our New Year's Eve looks, how did our New Year's Day look, although we might talk about that, but we're more going to focus on the year ahead, things coming up, hopes, dreams, whatever it might be. We are going to focus on 2022 as a year.
Yeah, a year to make a change. We've spent the last 2 years in this kind of bubble, and we've not been able to get out of this bubble.
Yeah.
And now I think it is looking good.
It is. And it's an odd feeling, though, more for the fact, obviously, we had the 2 years, whatever it was, where it felt a bit odd. We were stuck inside, we couldn't do certain things. And then we've had the Christmas holidays where we do certain things over the Christmas holidays. I mean, my one, and I think your one, to be fair as well, Dan, seemed quite busy this time round. But it was still a break because, within that time, we don't have the schools work, we don't have the youth groups and things like that. It's very much just the services on a Sunday. But I feel weirder this week coming back. Like usually the week after Christmas is a bit more chilled, is a bit more. This week, it's just, there's been a lot of stuff because we are starting things back up that maybe hadn't been up to their standard already.
Yeah, it's also looking at things like planning a whole year. Because I tried to do a whole year rota to try and get ideas, especially for Sundays when we're doing church, is an idea of what we're going to be looking at for the next year.
Yeah,
and I've not been able to do that for a couple of years because it's all been screwed up and chucked behind because it just didn't work because we don't know whether we're coming or going. But I get this feeling that this year we're not going to be experiencing those lockdowns. At the time of recording on the 6th of January, okay, so it may all change by tomorrow. Yeah. I do know that Uncle Boris got a lot of grief in Parliament yesterday.
He did, didn't he? Big time.
That poor bloke, for this thing, I mean, there's some things that I don't agree with and there's things that he's done stupidly, but he can't win, can he? Put us in a lockdown, everyone goes crazy. Don't put us in a lockdown, everyone goes crazy. And it's like, he must be thinking in his head, what the heck do you want me to do then? Yeah,
and I think as much as he gets slack for what he decides, I think the issue he's now finding himself in is he just needs to make a decision. I think that's what's now annoying people, is this whole back and forth. Every day I'm getting on my phone, whether it's a BBC News alert, whether it's like Sky News on Twitter, I'm getting an alert saying, this may potentially be happening. And then the next alert is, it's not happening.
I read the most confusing Instagram post I follow the government, sadly. And it was about the testing for going away. And it's something like, on the 4th of January, this is what's happening. On the 9th, it's this happening. And they kind of contradicted each other. And it's like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I think, make a decision, stick with it.
Yeah.
Be firm.
And I mean, that shows the differing views between me and you on Instagram. Mine is mainly food pages. You've got the government.
Yeah. I think that takes me back to my college days. I quite enjoyed politics. I think was my thing in college. I really enjoyed it. But but enough about Uncle Boris. And move on to this year. This year is going to be absolutely amazing. And like we said, we've got loads of things planned to the point where we're literally going to be booking a venue this week.
Yeah.
Which since we got the email back yesterday, because we only sent the email yesterday, we found a venue, thought, actually, this may work out really well. Let's see if it's available. And then suddenly they've come back going, yeah, it's available. Plus, we're giving you more of a discount.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's like, camp may be actually happening this year.
It might go ahead.
Because I do not want to sit in my office and live stream our camp again. It is a headache.
I honestly, if it comes to it, I don't think we will.
No.
You're hearing it first. We'll do something, but I don't think it'll be us sat in a room live streaming again. Maybe it'll just be a case of we do the, where we did little snippets and road trips out. Maybe that's what we'll do, is we'll just film things. But I don't think we have
got an idea if it all goes wrong.
I don't think we have the capacity, though, to do that again.
We'll do part of the week down your end, part of the week down my end, and we'll do live broadcast like from a car park or something.
Perfect.
We'll do something.
Yeah, something will be there. I mean, and that is complete plan B. The ultimate plan is summer camp will be
plan B. Here we go again.
But no, the ultimate plan is it'll be back in person, and you are invited, and we'd love to see you there. But yeah, I just don't know if we'd have the capacity to do that again.
It's not hard work. I mean, I kind of exaggerate, but it just takes a lot out of you, and you're always planning stuff. And because it's live, I do not envy live broadcasting. You know, we do it basic. The basic of the basic. We have one camera. We have sound system that we've bodged together through no experience or knowledge. We just thought, actually, this might work. Oh, actually, it works.
Well,
let's stick with it.
And we used the microphones from our podcast for some of it. I mean, I've still got tomato juice on my microphone.
If you've not seen that, head over to our YouTube page, and all the videos are on there. Amazing. It was good though. We had fun.
Yeah.
I think because I have comments from people, and I've said to them, especially adults, because obviously adults aren't coming to camp apart from those that are leaders.
Yeah.
And they've gone, but we're going to really miss it this year because we've had 2 years of watching two idiots on a screen do some things. So if we can, I do think that during our camp, we should try and do a couple of live broadcasts on our channel so people can see what we get up to.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying I'd be against doing it. And I'm not saying I'd be against, I wouldn't be against doing, let's say we've got the week of camp, and then the weekend that follows or the weekend before, me and you do something online so that those adults can join in as well. But I think what may be different this year to the last few years is we spent every bit of our work on Zoom. So when you've spent every bit of your work on Zoom and then you do a week online, it was tiring and it was just draining. Whereas this year, I think it would be better because we wouldn't have that element of we're on Zoom for everything. Our groups are back. So if you are an adult listening that got involved in camp and you would want to be involved again, contact us, because if we get enough people, we realistically look at, why couldn't we do something online for the 18 plus
obviously,
bracket?
we do on camp. Yeah, what you saw online is pretty much what happens on camp, but on a bigger scale. Yeah, and it's not all crammed into that tiny hour. It's spread out throughout the day.
Yeah, so, and we have better games.
Yeah, a lot better games, because when you have more people playing a game, it's a lot easier than two idiots sat in armchairs trying to do it. But there could be where we do things like the messy games that we do live stream that, so adults can join in. And even getting them involved like we did online and going, right, okay, send us what you think, say if we did the egg game, because that's like the brilliant egg roulette, what number do you want? And get them to pick maybe. So it's all things that we can have a talk about after this and throughout between now and July of, how we can include things like that into it as well.
It's going to be a long old year.
It all depends on what signal is like at the premises.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it might be if you've been involved in camp for the last 2 years, you might not be involved again this year, but you will be involved in something. As Darren and I both said, we've got a lot in the pipeline this year, so we're not going to leave anyone out. Everyone, there's going to be something for everyone somewhere along the lines. Because although we're called Catalyst Youth UK, we are mainly working for young people. That is the mission of Catalyst, but we're also working for people.
Yeah, and also, we've got a lot of parents that actually have enjoyed camp. Yeah. Which is absolutely surprising, really. Yeah. Because we're like, okay. And I think our demographic on camp was probably more adults to children when we were live streaming.
When we were online, yeah. I mean, if we look at the ages, we were probably getting between, 12 to 16 young people in the fact of who it was based at. We were then probably getting a good 10 of that age bracket of like 18 to 30. Yeah. And then we were probably getting another 10 above that.
Yeah, so we had like your friends were watching, and I had my family watching, and we had friends of mine watching. It was just like absolutely crazy.
I mean, my friends had a great time doing it. And I know you were part of this, Darren. Like, we went out to get breakfast on the morning of one of the streams. And I've got a group chat with my friends, and they were sending through like, oh, what's happening today on your stream? What time is it? What questions are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like, they were proper keen to try and work their lunch breaks around coming to watch it.
Dedication there. Thank you. But yeah, so that is one amazing thing that's going to be happening this year. But one of the ideas we had is just to talk about is New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
Now, I remember when I was young, it was a massive thing. Everybody was like, right, what's your New Year's resolution? And you pick one before New Year, and then by day 10, so in like 4 days' time, you're like, that's gone now because I've broken that one. But Anthony, do you make any New Year's resolutions? Do you sit there and go, this year I'm going to try and do this?
So I had a meeting this morning, actually, and this exact conversation came up, was, how was your Christmas? How was your New Year? Has anyone made any resolutions? That type of thing. And the majority of people said no, they didn't. A couple said they did. I don't usually. Only because I'm the type of person, as you demonstrated there, Darren, that would set something that, 10 days down the line, a month down the line, whatever, I'd forget. And I'd do something and be like, I said I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah.
Or, I forgot to do this already. I forgot, but I have set one.
Oh. Well, that's completely different to our conversation. Like, I don't do
only as of this morning, actually.
Okay. Just for this podcast.
Yeah, no, it's because of the conversation I had. And actually, it's a New Year's resolution that it doesn't matter if I forget about it, because it can be done at any time. But it was literally just to make more time for myself. And as self-centered as that sounds, it's not. It's more the fact, last year, for anyone in any job, really, you'll have a what they call like an annual review type of thing with your boss, where you talk about, how's the year gone? How much more money do you want? What's next? And one of the things that came up in my one was, I've got like a pile of reading of things that would help with work. It might be books that I picked up at the National Youth Ministry weekend, or books that have been sent to me. I know, Darren, I borrowed a couple of books from you that are still sat on my shelf, not read. And I said, it'd be good to, be able to potentially go on a retreat, like a weekend where you can just focus on that type of stuff. And my minister said, why don't you timetable it in? If it's helping with your work, why don't you take, say, Friday as a study day? And that can be paperwork that you're doing, but also it could be, you could read some of the stuff that's going to help you. So that's what I mean by take time for myself, is to actually make an effort to get through that stuff that maybe gets put on the back burner and then forgotten. And then by the time it comes around to it, probably pointless, because we would have already adapted into the situation with ideas we've already got.
Yeah.
So yeah, take time for myself is my one.
Gosh,
very self-centered.
No, that is looking after yourself.
Yeah.
As well. That is something that I looked into whilst doing an essay on theological reflection. And anybody that knows me, reflection, and knows what I was like writing it, I mean, Sarah will attest to this, and I hated it.
Yeah.
When you're judging yourself, I didn't like it, and trying to work out. But while I was doing that, it was things like, you need to have that switch off button.
Yeah.
You need to switch off from work. You need to have that time for you. And not only, if, because you're talking about it in your work context.
Yeah.
But in that respect, you've got to have time where you do give yourself that feeding, that you can take that information in. Because within our jobs, we're give. But how much do we actually take?
Yeah.
Like one of the things that I'm implementing this year that we really lapsed on because of COVID and the lockdowns and everything, is that on a Sunday, we used to have that every Sunday, one of the team members would need to be going into main church and hearing a sermon to, it's what's called spiritual feeding. So they can just, experience God rather than all the giving that they do, actually have some receiving. And it came up in a meeting saying that, this is obviously stopped and it's not really come back. Can you try and get people to go into main church? And I was like, yeah. And I'm not really like that. I'm like, if they want to do it, then it's their decision. But I see the importance of it. So as any good leader, which I hate that word because I don't really class myself as a leader, I'm going to... yeah, power hungry. That's why you are. But I'm going to do that. I think if we say that New Year's resolution is that I'm also going to be part of that. So I've actually got my rota on the screen. So every every fourth Sunday on the rota, I am going into main church. So I am showing my team that I'm doing it as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just them, but I'm doing it as well, which kind of feels a bit weird because in my head, I'm being paid to do a job. And if I'm just sat in church, am I doing that job? But then that comes back to what you've said about your New Year's resolution, like giving yourself time to, read those books. I'm doing kind of the same, that I'm giving myself time to receive that spiritual feeding that I actually need.
Yeah.
So that is probably one of my New Year's resolutions, is that
very similar.
I'm going to lead by example.
Oh, nice.
Is what I'm doing. And that was brought up because my wife, Sarah, said when I got back for the meeting and said to her, and her first thing was, well, what about you? And it really stuck in my head thinking, actually, yeah, if I'm not showing that, how can I expect them to do that?
Yeah, and I think it's interesting, isn't it, that both of us, I mean, for background information, Darren and I had a conversation last night of, okay, let's record the podcast tomorrow. What we can talk about. And Darren said, I've got an idea. Why don't we talk about New Year's resolutions and that type of thing? And my straight up reply was, we can. I haven't got one, so I don't know how far it's going to go. Or something like that. And Darren was like, yeah, no, I haven't either. Don't worry about it. But both of us there straight away have got, I think everyone internally has a New Year's resolution, whether you put it as that. Everyone looks at the year ahead and goes, oh, here's what I'm going to do this year differently. And it might not be, New Year's resolutions, especially when you're growing up. It's very much like, oh, I'm not going to eat as much chocolate, or I'm going to give up, I'm going to give up junk food, or I'm not going to buy McDonald's every other weekend, or whatever it might be.
You may as well just end your life now. Just taking the fun out of life. Can't have chocolate, can't eat junk food, can't have McDonald's every other week. I mean, that's my life.
That is it, isn't it? A lot of people, they're the type of resolutions, whereas actually you then chat to other people and it's like, oh, what's the new year look like for you? And they might say something like, oh, I'm gonna make sure that I see my auntie once a month, or something like that. Straight away, that's a resolution, but maybe you haven't seen it as one.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that stuck with me, thinking about the podcast and what we could talk about this week, I went to watch Spider-Man. And I'm not going to give away. I
was going to say, we can't do that.
I can't give away that they all die in the end. Okay, I won't say that. By a massive nuclear explosion, Iron Man and all that. No,
Iron Man.
Just make up loads of rubbish. But MJ says in the film about that she always sets herself up for disappointment, so then she won't be disappointed.
Yeah, expect disappointment, because then you'll never be disappointed.
Yeah. And that kind of stuck with me, and it has done since watching it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, actually, that's kind of some of the things I always do.
Yeah.
Is I always set up that disappointment. When it comes to New Year's resolution, I know I ain't going to stick to them.
Yeah.
If I say, right, this is my New Year's resolution, I am going to do this.
Yeah.
In the back of my mind, I'm setting myself up for disappointment because I know I ain't going to stick to it. When I say, oh, I'm going to eat less chocolate, or, less fast food, or, give up alcohol, or, stuff like that, I know I ain't going to do it. So I'm making unrealistic expectations on myself. And I think, actually, why don't, if you want to make a New Year's resolution and you haven't done one yet, just have a look at something you want to do a little bit better.
Yeah.
Something that you're already doing, but get better at it.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Like with our jobs, we want to, be better youth workers. So you're doing reading. I'm going to go into church more in the main, as in a main service.
I'm going to turn up.
I'm going to turn up. But no, actually, when I work out my holiday, I can actually take every Sunday off in the year and still have some holiday left over. Apparently my work said no. Not sure why. But it's just try and get better at something. I think would be a better New Year's resolution than doing something completely silly.
Yeah.
There's a ridiculous one I saw. Was it Dry January? Is one?
I don't think that's a New Year's resolution, though, because it's only 1 month.
Yeah, and Veganary.
Yeah.
But we won't go down that road because when I get off of it. But yeah, just set some realistic goals this year. I think, don't try and give up stuff. Try and take something up. You know, I know we do with Lent. You know, we try and, you know, with the young people, I always say, don't try and get rid of stuff during Lent. Try and take something up in Lent. Yeah. Whether it's, okay, I'm going to give an extra hour of reading my Bible. I say extra. And
I'm going to give an hour.
But those sort of things, you know, and try and be a better person for yourself.
Yeah, and I mean, we always focus on with Lent. And actually, I mean, you were part of this past year because we were online together. We did every Sunday. We talked about some sort of way of giving back to the community. So it might be money, it might be a food bank, it might be clothes. You know, we did something like that. It was giving back rather than taking away. And I think it is important. But yeah,
it is.
Who would have thought we could talk so much about New Year's resolutions? Considering our conversation last night was very much a nope, not a chance.
No, there was something else I was thinking of that I was going to bring up, but it's gone now. So
sorry about that.
That's all right. But you know, looking ahead to you know, this year, there's some things that have just appeared on TV. Yeah. Some really good TV. I mean, we had a conversation. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, and we were talking about movies, and there are so many good movies and TV series that are being released this year.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is one good thing that's come out of the pandemic, guys. If you want to take a positive, because everything was being delayed, there are so many good things being chucked out.
Yeah.
So next year, expect hardly anything, and it will be dull. But this year, there's so like movies are coming out. You know, we've got The Kingsman that has just come out. Out in smaller cinemas this coming Friday. We've got the new Matrix film, Spider-Man. I mean, guys, I've watched it. Anthony's watched it. Go and watch it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
What other movies did we talk about that were coming out this year?
I mean, there was loads coming out. We got the new Fantastic Beasts coming out in April.
Yeah, Uncharted. That's coming out. Uncharted, whatever it's called. That's coming out. Looks really good. I saw a clip of that.
Yeah.
Just it is a year for cinema, I think.
It is. We got Doctor Strange, Morbius, lots of Marvel stuff. I mean, there's some brilliant films coming out,
and it's like, even when it comes down to TV series, you know, there's not too sure if our young people watch it or they can watch it. I've not watched it yet, but I've recorded it, called The Tourist.
I haven't watched it yet. We've got it on the list.
So many people have hyped up and said this is absolutely amazing. Yeah, and again, looks really good. We've got The Masked Singer has just come back last weekend, which we want to talk about today, hopefully if we get time. We've got, as you said, The Apprentice coming out. Yeah,
The Apprentice is back tonight. We're recording this on the Thursday.
So it'll be tonight. Last night, so you can catch up on iPlayer. Is it BBC? Seriously, catch up on the iPlayer. There are just so many things this year. And I think I saw some clips of stuff. You know, if you're a Sky subscriber, you've just got Magnum PI, that's just come back again. You got NCIS New Orleans, which are two programs that I really like. They've started recording. Bull, if you like Bull, that is back on now. Just started this week, and it's like, this is amazing. This is just so much TV is coming out, and I absolutely love it. And I think, you know, for me, and I think, I don't know about yourself, but I mean, I love watching TV. I love watching movies. Which, you know, we talk so much about it, and you're the same. Yeah,
and I mean, go on.
It's going to be a really good year.
Yeah,
but if this is the start of it, please don't let me down, all you TV programs, guys. Don't let me down. Don't just bring us up on a high, and then come June, July, we're down in the pits because you've just, you know, got nothing left. I
mean, we don't want to talk about TV programs loads, but one that we haven't mentioned, I need to mention, it actually started on Boxing Day, so it's now all available on iPlayer, but Georgia and I currently love it. David Tennant's in it, so Around the World in 80 Days.
Amazing. I've watched them all.
So we haven't, we're taking our time because we don't want to.
Do you know what, because they're doing them back to back, aren't they? Two episodes every time.
Yeah, are they doing two now? Because it was two, and then it was 1-1-1, but they put them all on iPlayer.
But it was only after something like the third one that they said all of them have been released on iPlayer. We binged the rest of them. Yeah, no, they did two on Boxing Day, and then they did one, and then chucked it all on iPlayer. But we're still trying to spread them out a bit, so we've done 5 out of the 8. Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking now at some of the TV shows. Discovery of Witches. I quite like the first season. I take the second season. Third season's coming out this year, so I need to catch up. yeah, I'm just looking now on this. Just did a Google search of the Tourist, the Resident series coming out. Afterlife. There's going to be a new Afterlife this year, apparently.
We can't promote that one on this podcast.
No. Mandalorian. The new Mandalorian's coming out this year. New Ted Lasso.
Yes.
The Witcher, which I think has just come out recently. If you're into that.
I mean, there's so much coming.
Loki, Peaky Blind. I mean, you just literally looking at this list. Boba Fett. I've just watched the first one of Boba Fett. Not too bad. I hold it back my views until I've seen a few more. One thing that I'm really looking forward to, Derry Girls.
Yes.
Because somebody on this podcast recommended it and I binge watched it and loved it because it's kind of set literally when I was a kid. It is my childhood.
It's
Even
so
the
good.
music, I've got a playlist on Spotify of the music from Derry Girls and it is literally my life.
I might rewatch it.
Yeah, there is literally loads of TV coming and
I mean, if you're listening now, big year 2022 for Harry Potter fans because we got the third Fantastic Beasts coming out.
yeah.
We've got the new Hogwarts Legacy game coming out. We obviously have just had the Harry Potter 20th anniversary.
I've not watched that yet, but
I haven't watched it yet either. I've got it ready.
Can I just
to go.
say, if you've watched the, is it Helen Miriam did a quiz show?
I've got that ready to go as well.
Don't bother, mate.
Oh,
Pile of pants.
okay.
I mean, I got some of the questions right. That's the only reason. I mean, it's very American because obviously it's American contestants.
Yeah.
It's an American show that we've kind of just
Hijacked.
Got it over here. And yeah, for me, it was just not great.
But, I mean, it's a big year for Harry Potter fans because this year, 20th anniversary of the first film coming out. Insane that it's 20 years.
Also, I just remembered, as you just said, Harry Potter. If you listen to one of the podcasts, we didn't post a picture, and I've just remembered what was in the box in my dining room.
Yeah.
And we had some ideas about it, and I will try and post a video this Friday as a thing to let you know that the podcast is out. And it was the Harry Potter castle, but not the little one.
The big Hogwarts.
The big Hogwarts. It took me 2 days, one sitting of nearly 17 hours to build.
Yeah.
I literally got up, had a coffee, started building, stopped for lunch, continued building. And it looks absolutely amazing.
So good. And but yeah, huge year for Harry Potter. And in fact, we will, not today, we won't do it today, but at some point we probably will focus on Harry Potter a bit more because there is more stuff coming out to do with the 20th anniversary. And I feel like we need to talk about it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm happy.
Simple as that.
We will talk about it. We will try and get up some things that are going on.
Maybe we'll try and get one of the stars from Harry Potter to join us on the podcast. Who knows? Who knows? Random people say yes to us. So
just I was extra number 7. But yeah, literally, I must admit, when I was actually building Hogwarts, I actually had Harry Potter on in the background. That's how dedicated I was to the project.
Amazing.
And it just reminded me, actually, I want to watch the films again.
Yeah.
Like back to back, just to, get the story again, because there was bits in it I thought, I don't remember that bit.
Yeah, also read the books again, because the books
are. But I also watched the Beast one as well, back to back. And literally, I actually sat down and watched them because I was like, yeah, I need to sit down and watch this. Because I just suddenly got into it. You know, when you're trying to do something and then you're like just staring at the TV and think, I need to be getting on with stuff. But actually, I'm just going to sit here and watch movies.
Yeah.
But that was, I mean, I was on annual leave. So, it was okay. It was my time to recharge. Another TV series that's coming out that I think we will touch on when it comes out. When does it come out? Later on this year.
Okay. I wonder if it's going to be one that's in my mind. So I'm waiting to see what you say.
It could be. I'm just trying to see if they can. If
it's the one I'm thinking of, it's still to be TBC of when it comes out.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh no! Yeah,
no, not Lord of the Rings. Sorry. House of Dragon and Lord of the Rings.
I was going to say, more importantly, Lord of the Rings TV series.
Yeah, are coming out. So House of Dragon is the spin-off from...
It's a prequel to Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Not sure what that would be like.
Who knows?
But I'm looking forward to watching it because I loved Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And then, again, Lord of the Rings as well.
I can't wait.
Like this year, guys. This year's going to be amazing. Tune into our podcasts where we're just going to be talking all things TV for the
Honestly,
next year.
though, I feel like I'm back in my childhood in the fact of we've got a new Harry Potter film, although it's the Fantastic Beasts ones, but we've got a new Harry Potter film. We've got a Lord of the Rings.
How long ago did the other one come out? What year was that?
Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah, the last one.
Oh, must be like 2018.
It was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
And we've been waiting so long for the next part of this story.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
But we got that. We got a Lord of the Rings TV series. So straight away it's like, okay, because I grew up with Lord of the Rings films as well. And then we've got things like the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series coming with Ewan McGregor. So that's like...
He's back, guys.
Big time.
He's back, and this time he's not on a motorbike.
No.
If you watch, again, that's a really good TV series.
Yeah, that is a good series.
Was that Apple that did Long Way Up?
Yeah, so Long Way Down, Long Way Round were...
BBC?
One was BBC. I don't know if the other one...
Can't remember. Anyway, they're available online.
Yeah.
Don't know where, because I bought them, and then Anthony went, they're free here. So I bought them anyway. Then, Apple did The Long Way Up.
Yeah.
Again, an amazing TV show. They did electric bikes that time.
Yeah.
They go, from South America all the way up to the top, ended in New York, was it? If I remember right.
I think so.
Yeah. So, Ewan McGregor's back. We haven't seen him for a while, have we, really, in films? He's been a bit quiet. Yeah. Living on his electric-powered house somewhere in the middle of nowhere, if I remember rightly, from that Long Way Up, he was showing it.
Yeah.
But anyway, TV is looking good. Cinemas are looking good. Catalyst is looking good. 3 reasons why this year is going to be the best year ever.
What, TV, film, and Catalyst?
Yeah. We've got a big upper.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think 2022 is I'm excited for it. And we could record a podcast in 2 months' time and we could take back everything we've said for the shambles. But I'm looking forward to it. And I don't know what's much more to say on 2022. I mean, did you want to touch on our other topic, or should we save it?
Our other topic.
Oh, that was my impression of The Masked Singer, but you...
Oh, The Masked... Oh, blimey, yeah. The Masked Singer. Any ideas, guys? There you go.
I'm going to make a couple of guesses because I want to say them early on, but I think we're not going to focus on The Masked Singer. I think we will do one once they're a couple of weeks in, like we did last time.
Perhaps next week.
Yeah.
Because it'll be 2... Yeah, it'll be 2 weeks in next week, won't it, by that point?
Yeah, but I just want to make 2 guesses because I'm convinced by 2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so the I can't remember what the creature is, like the lobster things.
The lion.
Yeah, that's
lionfish.
Lionfish. I reckon that's Davina De Campo, the drag queen.
Okay.
And the Robo Bunny. Lots of people online saying it's 2 people. Lots of people think it's 2 people making those voices. I don't. I think it's Mark Fahili from Westlife, or Mark Feely. I can't ever know how to say his surname, but Mark from Westlife, because it's his voice. Like I'm 90% certain that is his singing voice, and when he talks, very Irish accent coming out of that bunny.
Yeah, we yeah, I do you know what? I have no idea. Yeah, we got a thing like bagpipes. I mean, Brendan nearly wet himself with laughter with that costume. I mean, it was right. It did look like a womble.
Yeah.
I was trying to think what it looked like. So we've got bagpipes, lionfish, donuts.
So donuts, I think, is a footballer. I just can't work out which.
Okay. I was thinking that one. I can't remember his name. I'll try and find it in a second. Traffic cone.
Okay.
I don't know. Can't think who that one is. Panda, rockhopper, mushroom, and firework.
Yeah,
Firework is an American.
Yeah.
Dog.
So,
and then you got Poodle and then Robo Bunny.
Mushroom, I thought it was Jodie Whittaker until they sang because their accent changed.
I did think Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, all the clues.
I'm not sure though.
all the clues led to it, and then they sang, and they were very, very Irish.
Yeah, but they keep putting on accents, which is very annoying.
Yeah.
Singers, if you're listening to our podcast, stop.
But Donut, I'm going to make a call then. Footballer, Michael Owen.
Michael Owen?
Yeah. Only because the clues sort of lead to him, but I didn't feel that was his voice that could have come out of that.
I'm trying to find the guy that's in there. Colin Jackson.
Who's that?
He is a BBC Sport presenter, and he was a hurdles Olympian. I'll show you the picture, actually. That's
I know him, yeah.
Yeah, him?
Yeah.
I just got this feeling.
Who you for, Donut?
Yeah.
Okay.
I might be completely and utterly wrong.
Well, the two guesses I'm locking in are Davina De Campo's the Lionfish and Mark from Westlife as the Robo Bunny.
You're locking those in. I'm not locking anything in. I'm going to give you my predictions on our next podcast of The Masked Singer.
Yeah, mine might change, but...
Because, we've got... I mean, there was someone... Can I also, bring this up? Because it's really annoying me, and Sarah says I just need to shut up because he's just trying to be funny. But he's not funny, is he?
Which one?
What's his name? Jonathan Ross.
Jonathan Ross, no.
His predictions...
Yeah.
He's trying to be too funny.
Yeah.
He's trying too hard, and...
I'll be honest, I'm just not a fan of the judging panel, full stop, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, Davina McCall. I mean, it's so brilliant, so brilliant. Oh, shut up. Sometimes it ain't. Is she still saying it? And, But, I think they could get better judges. What's the other guy called on it?
Mo Gilligan.
I like him.
He's funny.
And, but the other three...
Rita Ora, Davina McCall, Jonathan Ross, yeah.
Not keen. I mean, was it Rita... Sarah said that Rita Ora was... Her husband was on the American one? Is she a judge on the American one? Well, somebody's on the American Masked Singer. And their husband was actually one of the Masked Singers. Really? And they didn't even realise. And I'm like, surely you would. Surely. But yeah, let us know your predictions. Who do you think those that are on there? Who do you think they are? Obviously, are they going to unmask to this coming weekend? I've got no idea really how it works. No, I can't remember. Is there two on this weekend? Is the question. Yeah. Just the one. Jenny McCarthy, her husband, Donnie Wahlberg, was revealed. Oh, okay. And she had no idea. But anyway, let's stop talking Masked Singer, because some people don't care. Some people don't care about TV or film. We've spent the whole podcast talking about it. So I mean, if you don't care about that, what are you doing on our podcast? Yeah. Take that. Straight back at you. Anyway, are we wrapping it up there? Yeah, I'm bored. Okay. Anthony's not bored, so we're going to say our goodbyes. But again, thank you so much for listening to the podcast this week, the first one of 2022. Don't forget, you can head over to our website at www.catalystyouth.org.uk to find out all our social media tags. And also, you can email us from the website, or if you don't want to do that and you want to be old school and email us from, using your email provider thing, you can do so. It's either Darren, Antony, or info@catalystyouth.org.uk. And like Anthony said at the beginning, do the info one. We both read it. Our separate ones, we do read them, but then we have to tell each other about it. And unless it's something like you really feel one of us needs to hear it. Yeah. Or you've got some ideas of what future podcasts can be. You want any challenges or questions or things that you want me to head towards Antony or vice versa? Yeah. Email us doing that, and we'll try and do them. And please make them clean and appropriate. And all that jazz. Anyway, as always, it's goodbye from him. And it's goodbye from him. We'll see you soon. Cheers.